I don't have any extra money to play around with, and I'm struggling just to make it day by day. So I've been cutting back on things like food expenses. Living at home really made me realize how good of a life I had. Thanks again, Liam said, somewhat embarrassed, as we met after a long time. Though I'm happy to hear those words, I've been sending him money every month, providing more than enough for him to get by. I wonder why he needs to live like this. I've been sending you money every month. Isn't that enough? Ah, right, sorry. I haven't properly thanked you for that. Thanks for transferring $20 every month. It's been enough to cover the water bill. $20? What's going on? It felt like someone had thrown water on my face as I woke up. I've been preparing a lot more than that amount for my son each month. Wait, what do you mean $20? I've been transferring $4,000 a month. Thinking there must be some mistake, I clarified the amount to my son. However, at my words, Liam exclaimed, "What?" in surprise. $4,000? I haven't received such a large amount. Only $20 is being transferred into my account every month. There's no way. When I confronted Liam about why he hadn't discussed with me that only $20 was being transferred, it turns out we had a small fight when he started living on his own. He thought I was still mad about it. I wouldn't do that, but why would this happen? As I pondered, I remembered something crucial. Could it be that person? My name is Ellie. I've been running the real estate business I inherited from my father for 3 years now. Initially, I was managing a nail salon. When the nail salon began to take off, my father suddenly passed away in a car accident. The inheritance first went to my mother, who had been a housewife for many years and had no business management knowledge. Ultimately, I took over my father's company. Though I had some business acumen, managing a nail salon was vastly different from a real estate business. It was tough at first, but with the help of the staff who had already been working there, we finally started to get on track and achieve a stable business operation. I live with my husband Aidan and our son Liam, who just started college this year. Aidan and I got to know each other in high school, which led to us dating. After dating for about a decade, we got married when I was 26, and I found out I was pregnant that year. My in-laws were truly delighted. They were very close. "Are you okay with the morning sickness? Here, eat this if you like." My mother-in-law, always concerned about my health, would bring me food. "Here, I'll carry this. Take it easy." Ellie, my father-in-law, would offer to carry heavy items and drive me to the doctor or shopping. Since my in-laws lived close to us, they always looked after me and treated me kindly. Honestly, without such kind in-laws, I would have been a single mother a long time ago. "Hey, Aidan, I'm feeling pretty bad with the morning sickness today. Can you make mashed potatoes? The smell of boiling potatoes is too much for me just now." That's such a hassle. Then we don't need it today, just make the main dishes," my husband dismissively responded. "Do you realize I'm pregnant?" Instead of saying that, "Could you help out a little?" Hearing my words, my husband Aidan let out an exaggerated sigh. Stop with the harassment as if being pregnant is the hardest thing ever. What do you call this, huh? Pregnancy harassment. It's not just you who's having a tough time. "I'm exhausted from work," he said with an annoyed look and flopped down on the couch. "What's that about? That's awful. You don't have to say it like that." "What are you talking about? You can cook for yourself, right? I said it's fine if you don't, so no complaints. See you." This was because my husband was utterly useless during my pregnancy and after the birth, not offering any help or showing any understanding towards a pregnant woman. And above all, what troubled me was Aidan's gambling habit. He was the type to frequent casinos since we were dating, claiming it was just a way to kill time with only $100. But I didn't worry too much about it. However, after we got married and I started managing our finances, I realized how much money he was actually spending on gambling. It was terrible. "Hey, Aiden, where's this month's living expenses? Make sure to put it in." I lost yesterday, so it's not going to happen this month." "Lost? You know we're having a baby, right?" "I know. I'll quit gambling once the baby is born." My husband laughed it off, showing no sign of remorse. Despite this, my in-laws frequently admonished him. "Aiden, don't just sit around. Help Ellie out." But it was like talking to a wall. He never listened. I thought about divorcing him countless times. However, there were several reasons why I continued with the marriage. The first was the presence of my in-laws, who were looking forward to the birth of their grandchild. "Ellie, we're really sorry. It's our fault for raising him to be like this. We want to see our grandchild, but please prioritize yourself and the baby. It's sad, but if you want a divorce, we won't stop you. Aiden has been the worst as both a father and a husband." Oh, please, you guys. Seeing how much they cared for me and shed tears, my in-laws, seeing them like that, I couldn't easily choose to divorce. And there was another reason. It related to my job. Though my business was starting to stabilize, I worried if I could support Liam alone if my company faced difficulties after a divorce. I was also bound by the old-fashioned belief that children should have both parents. In the end, I chose to ignore my useless husband's presence and went ahead with giving birth. Seeing my adorable child made me resolve to make him happy no matter what. But it seemed I wasn't the only one who thought so. I'm really sorry for everything up to now. I didn't feel like a father until our child was born, but holding our son now, I finally feel like I've become a father, said my husband, holding our son and shedding tears. It seemed he was finally ready to repent and apologize for everything up to now. From his expression, I felt there was no lie in his words. "Can I trust you? Will you help out properly with child care and household chores from now on? And most importantly—" the gambling, right, I understand. I promise I won't do it anymore." "All right, I'll trust you one more time." With that as his last chance, I forgave my husband's past words and actions, and we started over as a family of 3. After bringing our child home from the hospital, my husband truly lived up to his word, actively participating in child care and housework and quitting gambling. To prevent him from misusing money, I took over managing our finances. Furthermore, my husband personally requested an allowance system, and so he was put on it. He never once asked for an increase in his allowance after that. Seeing my husband like this, I somehow regained my trust in him, and from then on, our days were continuously filled with happiness. Attending my son's play sports day and seeing him strive and be happy was the greatest joy for me. Children grow up so fast, and the son born at that time became a college student this year. He got into a prestigious university, and I'm proud of how well he's grown, though I also feel a bit lonely. We were a close-knit family that used to dine out together until he was in high school, but things were not the same during the last year of high school. Perhaps stressed by his S8 and other activities to get into a good college, he seemed to dislike spending time with us and was often irritable. Especially between my son and me, we didn't get along well. It seemed he wasn't rebelling against my husband as much, so I thought it might be a late rebellious phase and tried not to worry too much. After he was successfully accepted into his first choice of college, I hoped we could return to our old relationship, but that wasn't the case. My son and I would end up fighting over trivial matters. It started when he began coming home late immediately after starting college. Since his college was within commuting distance from our home, he didn't live on his own and commuted from home, but he started going out almost every day. I couldn't help but nag him, saying, "Liam, aren't you coming home too late every day?" In hindsight, it was probably just because of newcomer welcoming parties and hanging out with new friends that he came home late. However, I didn't fully understand that at the time. My nagging led to irritation on his part, and before we knew it, we both got heated in a war of words. Eventually, my son shouted, "Stop treating me like a kid forever. Just leave me alone. I'm moving out." "Wait, Liam," I tried to stop him, but he shook off my hand and locked himself in his room. And the next day, "I'm going to live on my own," he told me with a sullen face. "You just started college, so you can stay home if you like." "Didn't I say it yesterday? Don't treat me like a child. I'll be fine." With those words, my son truly started looking for a place to live. I tried to make him reconsider many times, but he wanted to distance himself from me and avoided conversations. Eventually, we didn't reconcile, and within a month, my son really started living on his own. On the day before my son left home, I asked my husband, "Do you think he'll really be okay?" "Just let him be. He left on his own after all. He's still such a child. Living on his own will be an experience. Let him do what he wants," he said. However, despite being a college student, my son was still a minor. He mentioned starting a part-time job, but given the university's high academic standards, I wondered if my son could really manage with a job on the side. I was incredibly worried about Liam's impulsively decided solo living situation, so I decided to send Liam $4,000 a month. I decided to provide him with a monthly allowance. Running my own company, I manage all the finances, both business and personal. I figured out that with some careful planning, I could afford to send him the money. No matter how much he might think I'm meddling or dislike it, I didn't want him to struggle financially and ruin his precious student life. When I discussed sending Liam money with my husband, Aiden, he just laughed and called me a worrywart. "I just want to look after him until he graduates college as a mother," I said, and it seemed Aiden understood. "All right, I'll make an effort to spend less frivolously from now on. Give that part to Liam." He seemed positive about sending the money. "I'll set up a bank account for the remittance next week. Also, I'll talk to Liam about it myself. If you do it, he might just get angry again for being overbearing." "That's a good point. Then please start next month." And so I asked my husband to inform Liam about the remittance and to arrange for the account setup. Once the account was ready, I transferred money into Liam's account every 25th of the month, hoping it would help him focus on his studies and enjoy campus life. 3 months have passed since Liam started living on his own. A healthy distance has somewhat mended our relationship, and looking back, I feel this was for the best. Although Liam's place isn't far from our home, his busy university schedule means we don't see each other often. However, we do talk on the phone occasionally. I know I'm a bit too attached, but just hearing his voice reassures me. Today he called me again. "Mom, how are you doing?" "I'm fine, Liam. How about you? Are you enjoying college life?" "Yeah, kind of." I sensed a lack of energy in his voice. "Is something wrong?" "No, just I've been busy with part-time jobs every day, but I've made some friends and I'm having fun somehow." "Huh? Busy with part-time jobs?" I've been sending him as much as $4,000 every month. Even after paying for tuition and rent, there should be plenty left over. Surprised, I asked Liam, "What? You're working a part-time job?" "Of course. I can't exactly make ends meet without one." "What? How can you run out of money like that?" "Well, I am trying to save as much as I can, you know. But still, $1,000 for my part-time job just isn't enough." Liam laughed. He never had a spending habit when living with us, so why? Something didn't add up and I felt uneasy. When I asked a bit about his current life, he mentioned balancing studies with work, paying for rent, and even high utility bills. "I don't have money to play around with. I'm struggling just to live day by day, so I've been cutting back on things like food expenses. It really hit me how good of a life I was given when I was living at home." "Thanks again," Liam said, somewhat embarrassed. I was happy to hear those words, but something was still off. I've been sending you money every month. Isn't that enough? Oh, right, sorry. I haven't properly thanked you for that. Thanks for transferring $20 every month. It's been enough to cover the water bill. What? $20? What's going on? I felt as though someone had thrown water on my face as I woke up. Wait, what do you mean $20? I've been transferring $4,000 a month. I clarified the amount to Liam, thinking it must have been some mistake. Liam exclaimed, "What?" in surprise at my words. What? $4,000? I haven't received such a large sum. Only $20 is being transferred into my account every month. From Liam's reaction, it didn't seem like he was lying. What do you mean? Over the phone, we both were puzzled. Anyway, I'm coming over with some food. Wait for me, okay? Got it. I immediately got in the car and rushed to Liam's place. Upon seeing him after a long time, Liam, who used to be healthy, now had skinny arms, hollow cheeks, and bags under his eyes. Liam, are you eating properly? Well, I'm managing with whatever cooking I can do. Liam obviously seemed to be stretching himself too thin. I laid out Liam's dinner on the table, then he exclaimed, "Wow, Mom's homemade food after so long. Let's eat," and began eating at an incredible pace. I explained again about sending $4,000 every month, but Liam insisted that such a large sum had never been transferred. There's no way, really. Look, Liam showed me his bank app displaying a balance of $60, indicating that indeed only $20 had been transferred monthly. Liam had two accounts. One Aiden had set up for remittances and another for his personal use, including credit card payments. The other one is an account Liam uses for his personal credit card payments. The remittance account was solely for monthly allowances, so it was easy to see the balance. No way. It's okay, really. Don't worry about it, Liam said apologetically. Liam, why didn't you consult me before you got to the point of being so thin? You didn't think I'd believe that amount was enough for living, did you? Honestly, I did wonder why only $20, but we had fought before I left home, and I thought you might still be mad. Plus, I was grateful for any help. I couldn't bring myself to say anything. My considerate son. It must have been hard for him to say anything. I regret not realizing sooner what he was going through. But why would this happen? I'm definitely transferring $4,000 every month. That means someone must be stealing the money. Wait, something's wrong. What's up? As I was thinking, Liam suddenly raised his voice. Seriously, when I hesitantly asked, he muttered softly, I was just checking my balance and happened to look at the account activity through the app, and it seems like money has been withdrawn every month. You're kidding, right? Feeling dizzy from the unbelievable story, Liam showed me his screen, and indeed $3,980 is being withdrawn every month, leaving only $20 each month. Liam, when you started living alone, your dad told you he'd send you money, right? Yeah, Dad gave me a card saying you'd send money every month from now on. Where do you usually keep your cash card? I always carry it in my wallet. I see. So it's unlikely that the cash card was used by someone without permission. Then how could anyone? Got it. I'll look into it from here. Also, just to be safe, I'll hand you the money from now on. Really? Of course. You focus on your studies and don't overdo it with the part-time jobs. Make sure you eat properly. Mom, I'm really sorry. Thank you. It's okay. See you. Saying this, I managed to calm the turmoil in my heart. Pretending to be composed, I handed Liam this month's allowance in person and left his place. I decided to stop paying through the bank every month. I made up my mind to do so. 2 months later, as I was returning home from work as usual, "Hey, what's the meaning of this?" Aiden confronted me furiously. "Eh? What's wrong, Aiden?" "What do you mean, what's wrong? Why haven't you been sending Liam money?" "Huh, you're the one who said you'd send him money every month. Poor thing, he must be starving by now." "No, I've been sending it. What are you talking about? It's obvious you haven't sent anything." "I really did. I handed it to Liam today." "Huh? Hand-delivered? Why?" "It seems like someone has been stealing money from Liam's bank account." "Stealing? That can't be right." "By the way, how did you know that this month's transfer wasn't made? Normally, you'd have to go update a passbook or, just like Liam, check the app for the account activity. Aiden shouldn't be able to see Liam's balance or transaction history." Well, that's just a hunch. Just felt like it." "A hunch. Anyway, it's impossible that it's been stolen. You're mistaken." "No, I'm not. I saw the account history myself, and money has been withdrawn every month. There's no mistake. As I said this, Aiden's eyes started darting around, and he began to show signs of agitation. "Suspicious. Aiden knows something." "Do you know something?" "What? Why would I know anything?" "Your comment about it being strange that the money wasn't transferred this time is odd. If you know something, tell me." "What? Are you suspecting me?" "No, that's not it. But anyway, I don't know anything. It must be some bank error or something. And from now on, don't hand-deliver the money. Transfer it properly. If you visit Liam every month, he'll hate it." Leaving those words behind, Aiden started to walk away quickly from the living room. Then he stumbled over nothing and cursed in frustration. Clearly, Aiden was panicking. Definitely suspicious. From Aiden's reaction, I couldn't help but suspect him. I suddenly remembered how recklessly Aiden used to spend money. Could Aiden have? No, he changed after Liam was born. That can't be. Doubts about my husband swelled in my mind. No, he wouldn't do that. I tried to convince myself, but then something even more unsettling happened. A month later, my mother-in-law sent a message saying, "I have something to ask. Can I come over to your house?" What could she possibly want to talk about in person? Despite a bad feeling, I replied, "Of course, please come any time." Soon after, my mother-in-law arrived at our house with my father-in-law in tow. Behind my mother-in-law stood my father-in-law. This made me think it must be something serious. "Sorry for the sudden visit. There's something I need to ask." Hesitantly, my mother-in-law began to speak. "What's going on?" "Actually, Aiden has been contacting us a lot lately asking to borrow money. Do you know anything about this?" "What? Aiden is asking for money?" "Yes, it started about 2 months ago. He's been saying he's out of money and even came to our house asking for a loan. Of course, we've refused. That was around the time I changed to hand-delivering Liam's allowance. Could it be?" "Do you know something?" "Yes. Reluctantly, I realized Aiden must have been stealing Liam's money. I was certain because Aiden was the one who set up the remittance account. That's because Aiden was the one who set up the remittance account. According to Liam, he always carried the cash card with him. If that's the case, then withdrawing money through the app seems likely. However, to use the app, one needs to know the login ID and password. Normally, Liam wouldn't share such important information with anyone, but it wouldn't be strange if Aiden, who set up the account, knew the login ID and password. I immediately called Liam. "Hey, Liam, did you change the password or anything after your dad set up the account for you?" "No, I didn't. I've been using the login ID and password Dad gave me just like that." "Exactly. And if Aiden was also asking his parents for money, it's clear he was in some financial trouble. That day, when Aiden went to the bathroom, I checked his wallet for any evidence, like receipts. I thought there might be receipts or something that could serve as evidence. Searching through, I discovered a payday loan card inside. Aiden had debts. Facing this shocking truth, my mind went blank. Trying to steady my trembling hands, I next checked the smartphone. There, I discovered apps related to payday loans, clearly revealing that Aiden had been borrowing money. After a while, Aiden came out of the bath, so I decided to confront him immediately. "You've been borrowing money, haven't you?" When I bluntly asked, Aiden's eyes widened in shock. "How did you find out?" "I found a payday loan card in your wallet, plus there were multiple records in your phone. Explain this to me." Well, Aiden began to fidget and hesitated to explain. Losing my patience with him, I yelled, "Don't stay silent. Answer me now." Shocked by my shouting, Aiden jittered and started explaining. "I had no choice. I lost money on gambling." "Gambling? I thought you quit." I knew he liked to gamble on slot machines but playing cards now. And wasn't he supposed to have quit gambling after our child was born? It started off as just a bit of fun. A friend invited me, and then that day I just happened to win $2,000. I got carried away after that. What? When I lost, I thought I could win it back if I gambled more, so I kept betting. It became a cycle. Then before I knew it, I had accumulated debt. When you said you'd start sending money, I thought, "So you've been taking money from Liam's account?" "Yeah, I have. I feel terrible about it." "I can't believe it. Liam was struggling so much and you took his money." "I was struggling too. I had debts and couldn't consult anyone. Understand me?" Tears filled his eyes as he spoke, but my anger was boiling. How could I? Liam was suffering more than you. Don't you know how thin he became? Well, I had considered divorce many times before, but each time I tried to believe in him and pushed through. To think it would come to harming our son, I could never forgive Aiden again. My patience had finally run out, and I decided to sever ties with this terrible man. "Let's get a divorce." "Divorce? Of course. Sneaking around, taking money like a thief, you haven't changed at all. I can't do this anymore." "Sorry, my bad. Don't say that. I'll change. I promise. Please forgive me." "It's too late. I'm leaving this house tomorrow." As Aiden pleaded desperately, I swiftly packed my things. I wanted to get the divorce over with as quickly as possible. "I'll have someone pick up the boxes later. You can send them. I'll let you know the address. Hey, are you really leaving?" "Yes. And the money you've been taking, you're going to pay it back." "You're kidding. I don't have that kind of money. I already told you I have debts. I can't even pay back." "Sorry, truly. Please forgive me." Aiden was groveling on the floor, begging for forgiveness, but no matter how much he apologized or groveled, I wouldn't forgive him. "If you don't intend to return the money, I might as well hire a lawyer. It's clear you'd lose in court." "No way." "What will it be? You'll pay it back, right?" Realizing I was serious, Aiden finally gave in. "Okay, I understand." I explained everything to Liam and told him about the divorce. I can't believe Dad was the culprit. Liam was astonished. "If Mom has decided to divorce, I'll respect your decision. Thanks for standing up for me." Thus, our divorce was finalized smoothly. I was paid the entire amount of approximately $122,000 that Aiden had taken. I don't know how he managed to come up with such a large sum, but he probably borrowed it from payday lenders again. Years have passed since then. My company is still managing steadily, now with more employees, and it has continued to grow into a fairly large business. I plan to continue sending Liam money until he graduates from college. Honestly, without Aiden's wasteful spending, I've been able to make the payments without any problem. Taking this as an opportunity, Liam quit his part-time job and has returned to a healthy weight, now focusing on his studies and enjoying campus life. As for Aiden, it seems he's been completely disowned by my in-laws, cut off from any contact. I heard through the grapevine that he's now visiting a psychiatrist. He was probably suffering from gambling addiction, and he is still living a life buried in debt. On my end, my relationship with my in-laws remains excellent. I have a friendship-like relationship with my mother-in-law, often going out for lunch and having a good time talking about trivial matters, while my father-in-law has found common hobbies with Liam, like fishing, serving as a substitute father. Marrying Aiden might have been a mistake, but meeting my kind in-laws and wonderful son is an irreplaceable treasure of mine.